get better.
Oh, I know it will.
Well, I ought to be a little bit better, too. Meter says I am. K5LYN.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Well, I'm sorry I didn't get to play Central Electronics tonight. I had the 10A all fired up.
Well,
Man, I had a thought.
Yeah.
You know, Jay is going to give at least a 5-minute dissertation on Belton. Why don't you guys schedule it so that and coordinate it such that when he does that, it'll give you time to switch over.
That's that would be good planning, Jay. But there's too many things, too many switches to throw and stuff.
It was Joseph, but well, anyway, think about it.
I think we've heard it before.
Well, your name starts with a J anyway. That's close.
Oh, I thought I did think it was Jay.
My goodness.
WK5R, standing by for the net.
Hi, Rusty.
Rusty?
Oh, Rusty, this cotton picking $5.99 sounds that good?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but we don't know why.
I turned the amp on.
Well, of course I've got the amp on. This is a QRO station.
I said I'd like to sound better. I just turned the amp on.
Oh, excuse me. Don't you know? Every once in a while, it's all about me.
Yeah, we know, Jay.
Y'all about ready to do this thing?
Go ahead, Dick.
All right. Well, good evening, gentlemen. This is K5LYN. My name's Lynn. I'm in Austin, and I'm on the Collins S line tonight. We get together here on Wednesday evenings and talk about the early days of single sideband. And before we talk too long, we usually take a break and see if there's any emergencies, anything regarding the tragedy that's going on in Puerto Rico right now. I hear that they've asked for 50 hams to come down there and help them with communication. Anybody need this frequency for any emergencies? We're going to stand by for just a minute. K5LYN. Okay, I don't hearing any, so I'm not hearing any. So let's carry on here. We're going to talk to some vacuum tube radios tonight, and we're also going to accept any buy-sell trades if they are boat anchor related. And if you have a technical question about a radio you're working on, this is a good place to ask the question because there's a lot of knowledgeable people here that can help you out, as they have helped me out many times. So I'm going to pick up the guys that I know have been lurking here on the frequency for the last 30, 45 minutes. Then we'll take some check-ins. I think our other net controls are tied up on the job or with the weather. The weather that came across from the Atlantic over Mexico into Texas has probably got Jim rained out down there. And I haven't heard from Guy, so we'll just talk till we all get tired of it, and then we'll go off and do something else. First person I heard was Denver, Mr. OJB. What do you say, Denver? K5LYN.
Okay, this is Denver N5OJB in Gonzales, Texas, and I am cheating tonight. I'm running a Yaesu FT1000 instead of the Tempo 1, and I am barefooted. I blew up my amplifier last week with that Tempo 1, so it'll be a while before I get an amp back on the air. But everybody is sounding good. Y'all are all pretty close to the frequency without having to bat an eye, and everybody can be understood. It sounds great. So, Lynn, I'm going to give it back to you, and y'all just carry on, N5OJB.
Okay, keeping us where we need to be. Thank you, Denver. What happened to your amplifier?
Hell if I know. I talked here on it on 3870 until the net was over. I even stayed here and talked with Jay and them for a while. I moved up to 3922 and I said, hello, this is N5, and about that time it said pop, and the smoke come out of the top of it, and it won't go into transmit mode.
What kind of amplifier is it?
NCL 2000.
Yeah, that's good luck. That's a tricky one. I've never owned one, but I understand there's some issues there. Good luck. Keep us posted with it. Okay, my neighbor TXW. What do you say, George?
Well, howdy, Lynn, and all around the net.
Everything is A-okay over here. Gloomy day, dark. It ought to be raining. It looks like it ought to be raining, but it ain't raining. Anyway, I'm on the usual S line. 32S1, 75S3, 30L1. The Bud Whitney power supply. The speaker box, I don't know the number for it. I'm glad I bought that thing, Lynn. I've never seen another one exactly like it. All with wings on them, of course. So you know that makes them work better. A static 10 Delta microphone. Antenna tuner, the loop. So everything seems to be working. I was getting a little paranoid. I heard earlier, I thought it was, it sounded just like a capacitor disappearing in the amplifier box, but maybe not. Maybe I'm okay, I hope. WB5TXW back to net. Everything sounds fine, George, so keep fingers and toes crossed. By the way, the next three I'm going to call are EIJ, IS, and EF. Okay, George, round us up some more people for breakfast on Saturday morning. You got to be careful what you ask for, my lad. We all get together at El Nuevo, Mexico, 8 o'clock on Saturday morning for breakfast, one of the best breakfasts in town. Okay, moving on to EIJ. Joseph.
K5LYN and the Bone Anchor Net. This is Whiskey Alpha 5 Echo India Juliet, Joseph in Magnolia. You guys are listening to me talk on a Central Electronics 200V. I'm listening to you guys in behalf of that guy, Country Music King. He don't let me talk like this, but I'm listening on a Drake R4 Charlie because I know he's keeping score. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of guys after me, so Lynn, everything's fine at my house. I hope it is at your house, and back to net, over.
Station sounds like $1 million, Joseph. Very good. Okay, hey, we're going to catch up with you in Belton here pretty soon. Mr. IS, Doug, how about it? K5LYN.
Yeah, K5LYN up to net. W5IS. Well, everybody's booming in tonight, sounding good, Lynn, and I'm running my Drake setup tonight, TR4C. And I am driving a SB1000 East kit to an inverted V up about 50 foot in the air, and everything looks good here. Everybody's sounding good. I won't hold it because you're the only net control tonight. You got a lot to work through, Lynn. W5IS.
Well, we'll just be real efficient, Doug, and get it all done. And that station is sounding like $1 million. SB1000 doesn't turn up very often, does it? I'm not accustomed to hearing them.
No, this one that it was a junk pile when I got it, but it's I got a new front face plate on it, and it looks good now. But anyway, carry on, Lynn. W5IS.
All right, Doug. Yeah, talking up a storm. Okay, out there outside of New Orleans, what do you say, Nick? K5EF in the group, K5LYN.
Okay, Lynn. Well, I'm hearing everybody fine tonight. A little noisy, but quite decent for this time of year. And not too much to report here. I did roll in my old T368, which has been hanging out in the warehouse for about the last 3 years, to finally bring it in and start rebuilding it. I did get I don't know if I told you or not, I got the Johnson desk kilowatt restoration finally finished, and it's in the desk and works good. Good?
Well, now, remind me, does that have an input where you could put a 20A into it? Does it have an amplifier that would work with the 20A?
Well, yeah, it's you can operate it as a linear amplifier. That's how I tuned it and tested it. But I've got a Ranger that I restored, and I'm going to use it for a driver for it. Good?
Yeah, the Ranger, that was the main radio, as I remember, used with that station. And I don't think I've ever seen one in real life. I've seen the pictures and I've heard the stories, but if I've ever seen one, I can't remember. So you got a rare piece there.
Well, I tell you, it was interesting trying to get it back inside the desk. took 2 guys to do that, and we had it on one of those hydraulic lift tables, and we finally hit the right spot, and it just slid right on in. We almost had to catch it before it slammed all the way shut.
Now, did the desk come with the radio?
Oh, yeah. The desk came with it. I picked it up in Rhode Island. It was in a metal storage shed outside, and luckily I got to it before it had been damaged.
Did you drive to Rhode Island?
Yeah, that was a few years ago when we had one of the W9BYB field day events. Drove up to Jonesboro, dropped the trailer off, and kept going. Picked it up in Rhode Island and came back.
I didn't know about that trip. That's a long way. I mean, I thought I drove a long way when I drove to Niagara Falls this past summer, but Rhode Island, that's a whole nother trip.
Yeah, it was interesting. I got to tell you, you can put a Johnson desk kilowatt and the desk and the drawers and everything in a Suburban, but you don't have much extra room.
I can imagine. Were you by yourself?
No, I had Larry with me.
Okay, so you had somebody to spell you driving and stuff and help loading. All right, Nick. By the way, you got a whopper of a signal tonight.
Yeah, you're doing good, too. You're 20 over 9.
All right, good to hear you. We'll be in touch. Hey, you guys coming to Belton?
I'm certainly trying to. I've got a project in Mobile, Alabama that might conflict with it, but we're trying to get it set up.
Okay, sure hope to see y'all. All right, good deal. All right, let me move on here to Mr. J. QS, what do you say, Jay?
Oh, well, let me see here. This is KM5QS, Jay, down here in Alice, Texas. And tonight I'm on the Kenwood Twins, 599D, T and R. And driving an old 374A amplifier. It's been converted over to 3CX800. Homebrew tuner and ladder line, 160-meter dipole. All that stuff I put together here at the house instead of paying DX Engineering more money than it's worth. But anyway, it's beside the point. That's about it. Everything seems to be working good. Everybody's sounding great tonight. Looking forward to Belton. And I'm sure y'all have heard it all 100 times. Y'all just come on down and have a good time. Things looking good. Weather's looking good. And there's going to be lots of boat anchors up there. So we'll see y'all then. That's about all I know, Lynn, for right now. If I think of something later, I'll chime back in. But I got a feeling you're going to have plenty of work. So back to you, Lynn, KM5QS.
Outstanding signal, Jay. Everybody's been right here in the room with me. It's just amazing. And by the way, my locally generated noise that I've been complaining about for weeks is not on right now. It's been on sometime during the day, but it's not on now. And that's a real relief. All right, Mr. OPZ. Hey, Bill, pick it up. K5LYN.
K5LYN. This is WA5OPZ up here on the southern edge of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro Mess. Tonight we're running, and by the way, hello to everybody in the net. Everybody's sounding real good. Tonight we're running the Swan 270B to a Swan 1200X. We're monitoring it with a Collins watt meter, and we're going to a G5 RV out in the backyard. Everybody's sounding real good. K5LYN, WA5OPZ, bye.
Oh, yeah, real nice signal now, Bill. Good to hear you. Okay, Mr. Bob, CXG. Hey, Bob, what's latest on your end? Over to you.
Okay, then, K560 out here in San Angelo, where it's been raining for 2 or 3 days, which is unusual. But it's rainy and soggy and just, kind of like a lot of other people are getting. And we're on the 520 tonight with the MC50 and a tuner and inverted V. And, we're on that, and we put a long wire up last week out at the lake, but I didn't like the way it worked because of some lines in the way, so I'm going to get those other lines down, and I'll put it back up again and check in from out there next time on a 820 or something. But we're just rolling along, Lynn. Not much, just it's so rainy you can't do anything outside, so everybody have a good week and catch y'all next time, K560.
Perfectly nice signal, Bob. Now, you got an amplifier going with that radio?
No, sir.
Well, it's talking up the storm, so that's not the long wire, is that right?
No, that's the inverted Z.
Well, you're going to have a hard time beating that because you're as loud as the guys with the amplifiers.
Okay. All right.
Seriously. Keep us posted. All right, moving on. BFA, what do you say, Gary? K5LYN.
K5LYN, W5BFA. Good evening, Lynn. Good to hear you. Everybody's got a good signal tonight. You're running 15 to 20 over 9. And we're running the old FT101EE through SP200 up to Injury Z, about 27 feet to the apex. And all this equipment's going to be for sale at Belton, and I'm going to change to get something different. And I see a bunch of you guys up there. This FT101EE's also got a FV101B external VFO that goes with it, plus the YC601 digital display. All that's going to go up there at Belton. I'm going to get something new. New, I say new. I mean different. It's going to be, antique stuff from. We'll get something different. But sure good to hear everybody. Everybody's got a good signal tonight, and we're in one of the best nights on radio here. Good to hear everybody. And I'm going to have to be out a little bit early about Lynn because I've got that obligation I got to take care of here in just a few minutes. So, good. I'll try back to you and say 73s and good to hear everybody. K5LYN, WBFA.
Okay. Moving on, WB5L. Hey, Glenn, I'm prepared for your strong signal.
Okay. Well, Lynn, K5LYN, WB5L. Glenn up here in northwest Arkansas, almost in Missouri, and where we got a little rain last night, but we need more. And tonight I'm on the Drake TR4C, kind of like Mr. W5IS, with a SB1000, looking at about a kilowatt peaking up there, and to the inverted V up about 50 foot on the tower. Of course, I got the MS4 speaker and the AC4 in the back of it, and the W4, and the audio is going through a Daytong FL3 audio filter. The microphone is an Audio-Technica studio mic, NB1, with a matching transformer. So that's the same old stuff, and it all works great. Everybody sounds wonderful. Jay, that TS599 has got an excellent Kenwood audio, so don't let go of that thing. And that's about it tonight, Mr. Lynn. Back to net, WB5L.
All right, very well done, Glenn. Okay, now, I'm not sure of the next person. Zero VCU. I don't know who that is unless it's a Steve. Who is that? Straighten me out. K5LYN.
Yeah, K5LYN, N0 VCU. You got it, Lynn. Good evening. It's been a while since I've been able to get here on the boat anchor net, although about all I've got are boat anchors anymore. And I'm on the newest member of the wedge of swans I've got. I'm on a little 350A I picked up off of eBay. Had a few problems, but not very many. Got it on the air. Driving a little 1200X, Swan 1200X I picked up at the South Side Ham Test up there south of Kansas City. And on the full wave loop, 80-meter full wave loop. Boy, everybody's sounding great, Lynn. Good band conditions tonight, and good evening to all the boat anchors out there from N0 VCU. Thanks, Lynn.
Hey, Steve, remind me your location.
I'm sorry?
Remind me your QTH.
Oh, southwest corner of Missouri, over.
Southwest corner of Missouri. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was you, but it's been a while since we've heard from you. Now, remind me, that Swan, is that one of those later blackface models?
Well, it's got the same, it doesn't look like the 350D. It's got the same chrome inserts and everything. It looks just like the 700CX, Lynn, over.
Okay. Well, is it when did they come out with the blackface deal?
Just right after this thing. This was made in 1975, and they actually started making the 350D and the 700S at the same time. Lynn, over.
Okay. Well, thanks for straightening me out, because that's still a pretty modern Swan as Swans go, but they kept the same, basically the face as the 500 and the 700.
Yeah, Roger. The two-tone face, and it's all tube. It's all analog, no digital readout, but it is a single tube. It's same as a 350D. Got the built-in power supply. I've got the little brother sitting next to it. I've got a 300B. They look exactly alike, Glenn, except the VFO knob is different on the 300B. It doesn't have the Jackson drive.
Okay. Swan was kind of funny in the later years, you know. I'll tell you that I once had here the Swan 500 on the front panel. On the back panel, it said Swan 350.
Well, that'd be one to keep.
I thought so too, but I finally let it go. But it was a curiosity. All right, Steve, glad to have you back. We've been missing you. Okay, David, W5SU, make me a transmission. K5LYN.
K5LYN, W5XU.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're getting out.
Okay, W5LYN, W5XU. Okay. Let's see. I'm on the Drake C line, R4C, P4XC, running to the L4B amplifier. It's peaking right now about 300 watts. And it's going to a very circuitously routed 80-meter dipole. The two ends of it are shorted into some branches of trees, and about 2 foot from the balun at the center of the dipole, it apparently is shorted to the tower. So, but it's the best that I could do since April, when I got off the air when the tornado took me down. But anyway, everybody sounds good. The conditions have improved since I started listening about 2 hours ago. Anyway, thank you, Lynn. Appreciate your patience. K5LYN, W5XU.
Yeah, it's much better now, David. When you came in a while ago, did you have the amplifier going?
Yes, I did, but it was not operating like I thought it should be.
Yeah, you improved it. Yeah, you're not as strong as Nick, but you're way up compared to when we first heard you. Because I mean, it was right above the noise level. Okay, David, good to hear you. The station's working. Anything else for the group tonight?
No, that's good. Thank you. Appreciate your patience and waiting for me to get an antenna up. April 2nd is when Nick and I got hit, and I put this antenna up last Saturday.
Well, it's not, like I say, not quite as strong as Nick, but doing quite well now. Much better. Okay, good to hear you. All right, let me talk to my friend Mike there, KL7CD. What about it, Mike?
Okay, Lynn. Sorry it took me a second to come back. I've been sitting here. I didn't know where I was in the line, and so I've been sharpening a knife, and I had to lay all the sharpening stuff down without cutting a finger off. Grab the microphone. Thanks for picking me up. This is Mike in New Braunfels, Texas. Kilo Lima 7, Charlie Delta. Everybody's really booming in here at my QTH tonight. We've had rain yesterday and rain all day again today. Over the past 2 days, I've been checking the rain gauge, and up to about 3 1/4 inches as of about 2 or 3 hours ago. So, and they're predicting more rain tomorrow and potentially Friday as well. No thunderstorms, just kind of, cloudy, and it'll clabber up and pour down for a little bit and then quit and then drizzle for a while. It's just been pretty steady, which is actually kind of the kind of rain you want. I'm running the same old Helicrafter stuff here tonight, the Twins, SX117 receiver, HT44 transmitter, and using the receiver for both receive and transmit frequency. It does have the matching power supply and speaker for the HT44, and these radios have really served me well. they just kind of take a licking and keep on ticking. And I went ahead the full route and took the cases down and to an automotive place and had them cleaned up and painted. And so it looks like a brand new radio, the whole setup. And the amplifier's a Heathkit SB220 tonight. And a Shure 444D microphone, and I got coax going out to inverted V in the live oak trees in my backyard up about 25 feet. Almost a flat top, but it is the end sag down a little bit, but it's not very high. And so I've got a double bazooka I used there in Ruidoso, New Mexico in August that I really liked the way it performed there. So I think I'm going to put that up here when the weather cools off just a little bit more. Looking forward to Belton. I got word that my car is ready to be picked up at the shop. The magneto quit on it, and so it wouldn't start in. I've got that fixed, and if it'll ever dry up where I can drive it home, it's about 30 miles away. And if I can get it home and get a few radios loaded into it, I'm planning on driving it to Belton, and maybe it'll make it there and back. Anyway, that's it for me, Lynn. K5LYN, pick it back up. Everybody's sounding great. Kilo Lima 7, Charlie Delta, Mike in the Hill Country.
Talking up a storm, Mike, and you're talking about the Ford, right?
Yeah, it's a 40 model Ford.
Have you put a seatbelt in it?
No, I'm exempt.
No, you need a seatbelt in it. Not to be legal, to be safe.
I don't have a seatbelt in it. I don't have a cup holder. I don't have a hook to hang clothes. There's a lot of things that car doesn't have, and seatbelts is one of them.
Yeah, but the absence of a seatbelt is the one that'll kill you, though.
Yeah, well, you got to have a wreck before that happens, and I don't hardly get going fast enough. If I have a wreck in that car, I deserve to die. I mean, I'd slit my throat if I wrecked that car.
That's like putting LED lights in a boat anchor. It wouldn't be the same.
All right, Mike, good to hear you. See you at Belton. Moving on, I'm going to pick up DK, WOZ, and WK5R, then we'll take some check-ins. Don, over to you.
Hey, good evening, Lynn, and everybody on the net, and my neighbor Mike there. Name here's Don, and we're in the Spring Branch, Gold Verde area, just north of San Antonio, in the Hill Country. And tonight we're still on the Drake TR4 with a D104 through an old Heathkit 2060 and out through some window line to a double extended ZEP, probably about 65 feet at the apex. And the hardest part was getting all the wires through the live oak trees. I don't have much to add, just checking in and looking forward to Belton and hoping Mike will get the car over there. I'm going to text you and offer to help if I can. Not much else. Thanks, Lynn. Everybody sounds good, and look forward to talking to y'all, hearing you next week. W5DK, back to you, Lynn.
All right, good to hear from you. Nice signal. WOZ, what do you say, Dan?
Yeah, good evening, Lynn, and everybody else. This is Dan, KWOZ. We're in Houston, talking on a newly or recently revived Kenwood TS830. It's not the one I usually check in with. It's a different one, but anyway, I think it's working, and not driving a Kenwood amplifier either. I'm driving a homebrew pair of GI 46s, about pretty close to legal limit with this thing. It'll do a whole lot more than that, but that's plenty. 2/3 of a Jimmy watt anyway. And the microphone's an MC50, and driving the antenna's one of those 2-band bazookas. I just wanted to pass something along here that I come across yesterday. Is I needed some paint to beat up some of this Kenwood stuff. And somebody told me about Sherwin or a paint store. So I went Sherwin-Williams, and by God, that guy matched that color to a T. Cost me, I think it was $14 or $15 for a quart of paint to paint these cabinets up with, and the stuff looks beautiful. I don't know if anybody's got any radios they want to color match or paint up, but boy, that's the way to do it. That stuff is inexpensive and it works great. That's it from here, Lynn. K5LYN, KWOZ.
Yeah, a lot of the paint stores have those these days, and they do work, Dan. I agree. I've done it also. And if the face of the radio is good, you paint the cabinet and it looks brand new. Good to hear you. The station's working. Okay, hey, Mr. Rusty, WK5R, what about it?
Hey, good evening, Lynn, and the Boat Anchors Net. This is WK5R. Name here is Rusty. We're up here between Dallas and Tyler, and we're on the usual helicopter station tonight. I know I'm wiping out the band, but I'll be through very shortly. That's the HT37 transmitter, the SX111 receiver, the Audio-Technica AT2035 microphone, and I'm driving the Homebrew GS35B amplifier at right at a kilowatt, and we're going up to the Homebrew fan dipole at about 50 feet. That's what we got going on here, Lynn, and I better go get on the telephone and make a phone call and talk to a fellow about repairing his amplifier. So with that, back to the net. K5LYN and the Boat Anchors, WK5R.
Strong signal, Rusty, and with the Collins, the mechanical filter on my receiver is so good I can't hear your other sideband echoing on this receiver. But on some of the others I have listened to, I can. But I wouldn't have known if you hadn't told me tonight. It's working good. Okay, that's all the people that I know that were lurking prior to the time we started the net. So let's have some check-ins. Who's out there? K5LYN, listen.
KB0UOA.
Well, all right, Steve, let's talk to you. UOA, how about it?
KB0UOA, Steve, Wichita, on the Kim 1830. Entering Meritron amp tonight, using my inverted V. I've been using the vertical here lately on the inverted V. Everyone sounding real good up here. I had pretty good rain here in Wichita, so it's been pretty nice weather. So thanks for checking me in, Lynn. Back to you. KB0UA.
Very nice signal, Steve. We can tell we're getting into this fall propagation because everybody's way up tonight. Any new projects, Steve, on your end?
No, that's about all we have here, Lynn. KB0UA.
All right. It's working good. Who else for the net? K5LYN. Listening?
W5FJD.
FJD, what was it? Straighten me out.
Whiskey 5 Foxtrot Juliet Delta.
Okay, talk to us.
Hello, Lynn. This is the first night I've checked in on the Boat Anchors Net. The name is Gene, and we're located in Kerrville, Texas. We're running a Kenwood TS520S. It has the DG5 digital readout, and we're all running barefooted tonight. And we're using a dual band bazooka up about 35 feet. Go ahead.
Oh, Gene, it's working really well. The station sounds great. Your signal's strong. Are you in town or out in the country?
Oh, I'm between Kerrville and Ingram, about halfway between those two little cities.
Which way is Ingram out of Kerrville?
West.
West, okay, all right. I haven't been through there. I've been around the Kerrville area now and again. And what's the name of that famous ranch? Is that YO? What's the name of that ranch out in Kerrville that's well known?
It's the YO Ranch. It's just out off of out of Mountain Home, about 5 or 10 miles.
Yeah, when I was still working for the state, we had some meetings out there. A lot of fun. Okay, Gene. Well, hey, come by. We're here every Wednesday.
I'll do it. Back to the net. Over.
Good signal into Austin, Texas. Who else we got for the net? K5LYN. Listening?
Kilo India 5, Oscar.
Okay, Oscar. What do you say, Mike?
Oh, scared to talk as usual. Got the old Drakes online tonight. Got the R4A receiver and C4X. L4B is working, but the transformer for the filament is buzzing pretty loud, so I've got it shut off for tonight. But I've got a Shure 444 disc mic and going into the 80-meter loop. And I did have a concern with the receiver. It seems like after it's on for a few minutes, everybody sounds kind of like they got a frog in their throat. I can switch it over to receive on the transmitter, and that goes away. I checked all the tubes; they were good. I read some stuff on there. Might be replacing sockets for the Christmas, so I guess that's about the agenda for tomorrow. Yeah, 500.
Well, the priority before that is any paper and electrolytic capacitors. I don't remember if there's any paper caps in those things, but if there's any electrolytics, they sure need to go. But you're up and running. It's working.
Yeah, Roger, these tubes are working great. I certainly appreciate it. Try to meet y'all on Saturday for breakfast. Thanks for extending the invitation.
Well, you're certainly invited. El Nuevo, Mexico. It's kind of the intersection of Anderson Lane and North Lamar, and they open at 8 o'clock, so we'll be there.
Yeah, Roger. I'm a sucker for a good Mexican food breakfast.
All right. Congratulations on the nice work there. Keep us posted. Sometimes we have to jump through some hoops on these radios. I've jumped through some hoops on my Drakes, as several of the people here on the net know. So one step at a time, you'll get there. Anything else for the net tonight?
I can't think of anything, but good to hear everybody on the net and everybody's coming in loud. K500.
All right. Yeah, it's working. Okay, who else is out there? K5LYN, listening?
K5LYN, this is K5GIT.
GIT. Ron, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Name's Ron, and I'm located here in Kerrville. And I think I'm on the south side of town from where that the other station that came in there a couple of minutes ago. And we're just using just about all I've got running right now is this ICOM 736 and into a full wave loop antenna. And planning on being at Belton here in a week or two. That's about it, Lynn. Good to hear you on here. Everybody sounds really good here.
Yeah, we've known you for years and never talked to you on HF, Ron. So it's nice to hear you here. We remember the days when you were doing a lot of stuff with Collins, and I'm on an S-line tonight. You got any other older radio projects in the works?
No, but I may be shopping for something up there in Belton. I need to pick up another radio just for my own personal use, but I don't know. I've kind of got my interest back into radio, so I guess I better spend some money and buy something.
Well, I think so. And we've had a lot of fun here on Wednesday evenings with most everybody talking on a vacuum tube radio. I've done a lot of stuff with Central Electronics. In fact, we've got a big group of Central Electronics people that get together in Jonesboro, Tennessee, at the QTH of Wes Shum, the guy that founded Central Electronics. And we've done that every summer. We'll talk to you about that more maybe when we see you. Okay, Ron, anything else for the net tonight?
That's it. Thank you. We'll look forward to seeing you. K5.
Okay, who else for the net? I'm listening.
K5 Bravo India Zanzibar.
Hi there, Biz. How you doing?
Oh, very good, Lynn. This is Biz. We're at North Dallas, running the old Swan 350 Bravo. This is the Bravo model, and connected to a Swan 1200 Zebra amplifier into an inverted V, and the microphone is a Shure 404. And just enjoying hearing all the great and wonderful signals there. And I've noticed this rig has started to the relays started to get dirty again, so time for a little maintenance. This thing it requires attention every now and then, and now it's demanding attention, so I better get to it. So back to the net, and we'll see y'all next week. This is K5 Bravo India Zanzibar.
Yeah, my relay and my 500C's on the blink too, and I got angry and put it aside. I have to go through some attitude correction therapy before I work on it. Hey, if you're still needing some tubes, Jonathan Edwards, KE5ZIV, is usually the tube guy that nearly always shows up, and I bet he can fix you up, and he'll be fair and square.
Okay, so Echo 5, what's that call sign again?
Yeah, it's just like Jim. It's the net control here. Instead of KB5, it's KE5. KE5ZIV, he usually sets up in the corner inside.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I'll give him a contact and tell him and ask him. It's one of those things, always start time looking for parts to keep her going.
Okay, we'll cross paths with you at Belton. Okay, who else for the net? K5LYN, listening? Well, I don't know. Since we've already talked to Kansas and Missouri and Arkansas, maybe is that going to do it tonight? Who else wants to talk to us about vacuum tube radios? K5LYN, listening?
WV5I.
Yes, 5I. Go ahead.
Yes, Whiskey Victor 5 India. The name is Dwayne up in Munster. We're listening to some really great signals tonight on a 75S3B and talking through a 444D microphone with a Collins S-Line 32S3 and a 30S1 into a homebrew inverted V at 35 feet.
Okay. Now, I'm on S3 line too, but I don't have the 30S1. Tell us the story of yours.
Well, this is the second time it's been on the air, as far as I know, in about 16 years. And last night was the first time I've had it on the air since I got it worked on. And I don't know a whole lot about the history. It's an early model, 10354. And it's been through a lot of work over the years, but we got it going.
Oh, yeah, you sure do. Beautiful signal. I have the 30L1 here, and I found the S1 maybe a little more trouble to work on because of the way they built it with no door in the back, you know. If they just made that one change, it sure would have made a lot of difference. But you've got yours working nicely.
Yeah, well, I didn't do the work, but and I'm not going to take credit for it, but I'm proud of the person that did it. He did a nice job with it.
I think he did. Anything else for the net tonight?
No, that'll be it. And 73 to everybody.
All right, glad you came by. Anybody else out there wants to talk to us? K5LYN, listening? Well, gentlemen, I think we've covered the territory, and I've been talking a long time, so why don't we put it on automatic? If you're still out there and you didn't get a chance to check in, there's plenty of people here to talk to, I think, so I think we'll wind her down and listen out. K5LYN, good show, gentlemen.
Hey, Lynn?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a chance to check out my QRZ page, N0VCU. I've got a picture of my Swan station there, over.
I certainly will, thank you.
All right, Lynn. Hope to catch you next week, N0VCU. Thanks.
Have a nice evening.
Lynn?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Putting a seat belt in a 1940 Ford, that's kind of like painting a Collins blue on the outside or something, isn't it? It wouldn't be original.
No, not like that at all, Jay. Painting the Collins blue won't break your neck.
Oh, well.
Now, I drove Hudsons and Studebakers and Chevrolets for 35 years. My last Hudson burned up in the Bastrop fires, 1937 Terraplane. And they all had seat belts, and that seat belt didn't distract one bit from any of them.
Well, it's all in what a fellow wants to do. But, you know how purists are.
Not, Jay, if you're in a wheelchair, there's nothing pure about it.
Yeah, you should at least have a big piece of heavy rope wrapped around yourself in the seat.
Well, there's two schools of thought, and I'm not arguing the fact. Everybody to their own personal taste, whatever they think is right, and that's well and good. I did have a dear friend in high school that had a 1961 Corvette, fiberglass body and all, and when it was broadsided, he had a seatbelt in it, and when it was broadsided and the chassis and the body broke in half, the tie-down points of the seatbelt were on the other half, and it cut him in half.
Well, there are certainly exceptions to the generalization, Jay. Like antibiotics kill a few people every year, but that doesn't mean we don't use antibiotics.
No, I know. I'm just fooling with you a little bit, but no, I mean that's a true story. But still, they probably save more lives than they don't.
Absolutely. See y'all later. K5LYN.
Hey, Jay.
Yes, sir.
Jay, when are you and Jim going up to Belton? Are y'all going to show up Thursday evening, or are you going to go Friday?
Oh, no, we'll be there Thursday. We're planning on leaving our QTHs around 10 o'clock in the morning Thursday. Jim said he's planning on leaving around 10. I'm going to leave around then, or if not a little earlier. Probably won't be earlier. It usually takes me longer to finish loading up. But at any rate, that should put us there about somewhere between 3 and 5 p.m.
Okay, good deal. That's kind of when I was figuring on trying to schedule myself to roll in there, and maybe I can help you all out getting set up with the pit and all that kind of stuff.